Fellow non-drinkers of alcohol, what's your reason why? Bipolar. I want to control what I can. Yeah, a warning sign for me is that I will start drinking. And when I'm manic I won't stop drinking and will just black out, take drugs and generally end up fucked. I feel that whenever I drink I have to fight the urge to do some impulsive shit, and it doesn't even take many drinks before I'm like fuck it and do whatever crazy shit pops into my head. What do you do then, for example? Anything from smoking to hanging out with random people and doing drugs to one night stands with guys I meet in bars. I'm definitely not as reckless as I was before I was medicated diagnosed with bipolar 2, but still a struggle. Is that considered bipolar behavior? I thought that was just a Saturday night. Not trying to undermine your behavior, but that really just seems like a good night out in your 20s. A few reasons. Being a diabetic, it makes for controlling blood sugar that much harder. With enough consumed, I'm prone to not give a shit about anything either, which leads me into my second reason for not drinking. I enjoyed the fuck it all feeling. Alcohol gave me way too much. Anxiety melted away, so much so that the things I needed to give priority to weren't getting it anymore. When I drank, I always wanted more. Once I start drinking, I usually don't stop until I'm drunk. I never drank socially. I drank to alleviate stress. My last time drinking was during the Super Bowl. Ended up throwing up until the sun came up. Ketones were sky high, so I'm not sure if I was experiencing alcohol poisoning or if I was going through diabetic ketoacidosis. Hoo boy, I feel you brother. I can't even have liquid NyQuil without it sending my blood sugar to 400 for a couple of days. I became dependent on the stuff to sleep. Drank whiskey every night for about 7 years. Been sober since June 30th. I too stopped drinking this year. My last drink was May 27th. Keep it up. I stopped last Sunday. Wish me luck. Don't touch another one, you piece of shit. I love and believe in you. Good luck. You got this. I believe you can get it done. Good luck, bro. It interacts badly with my medication. Edit. I take Prozac and Topamax. I never really loved the feeling of alcohol before I started an SSRI. Then the first time, after I drank, after starting my meds, it was like anxiety and malaise central. I honestly love the taste of beer, but alcohol makes me feel like total crap, physically and mentally, after less than a drink. For me it's the complete opposite. I get really happy when I drink on nights 3. Weird. Drinking gives me the shits. Ibs Club who up. It disappears when I'm drunk. It worsens the day after. Well, the solution to that is obvious. I know. Keep drinking forever. Just kidding. I know it's bad for me, and I rarely do it, but it's something I enjoy from time to time. As long as I don't have any responsibilities a day after. Yup yup. Diaper up. Diaper up. Delete friends. Hit bottle. Mostly because I feel like crap after drinking. Me too, and it's getting worse the older I get. Hey, let's get shit-faced Saturday night. Guess I'll cancel my whole Sunday then. At this point for me Sunday is a complete wash, and I'll still be shitty on Monday. I always overdo it, and I'm finding the physical consequences worsening with age. Can confirm. After I hit 35, I can't hang even as a half Irish guy. I feel like I need to take an entire weekend to get my shit back in order after even a moderately heavier night of drinking. Stuff just lays me out wretched anymore. These days I'm a 4 beer on a weekend night maximum guy. I rarely drink on any weekday anymore. It just fucks my next day up too much. As a nation, I can only drink 1 bottle of light beer or else I'll turn into a walking tomato. I heard about this. What is it called again? Asian glow? Alcohol flush reaction. Wow. My non-Asian friend has this, and we never knew what it was until right now. Thank you. I used to, but it became a problem very quickly. This December will be 7 years sober. 8 years sober here. My last drink was January 10th, 2002. I hope to die without ever tasting another drop of alcohol, no matter what. Mine was June 12th, 2003. It was a Thursday, and I remember it well. I hope I never forget that last drink. My last drink was a Thursday in 2012. Good all off gas station vodka at that point. Keep up the healthy remembrance. Nice work. My dad abused alcohol, so I have grown up with hate to it. I hear ya. My family tree has a car wrapped around it. Love the analogy and the username. Cats are pretty great, right? They are a-holes sometimes, but cute fuzzy ones. Normally a fuzzy asshole is considered a bad thing. Haha, true, but those hairs are there for a reason. Shave them all off and you'll chafe like a mofo. I heard from a friend. I did that once. Didn't feel any chafing, but my farts became significantly louder. I intended to have a go at quitting after New Year's in 2017, but was unsure about if it would stick. In the middle of January of that year my ex-wife and I split after 15 years. It was pretty mutual and cordial, for the most part, but I was still pretty broken up about it. I had been sober for a few weeks, and the urge to drink was strong, especially because that's what I usually did whenever we separated before. But I knew we weren't getting back together, and I knew that if I started drinking I would be hitting the bottle hard and often, and that it would just take me longer to get over it, because I would be drowning in liquor instead of actually allowing myself to grieve and heal. So I stayed sober. Mostly to prove to myself that I could actually deal with something like that without drinking, because I never really had before. Most of the reasons I wanted to quit before the split had to do with getting older, having more frequent and intense hangovers, and wanting to be a better role model for my kids who were becoming teenagers. I never really had a problem with drinking, where I needed to do it all the time, but I'm one of those people who doesn't want the party to stop once I get started. I've never been one to have a few beers. A couple always turns into a half a case, or breaking out the Jameson, unless I run out before that point. So I just felt like it was time to grow up a bit and quit acting like I was still in my 20s. I've been sober for almost 3 years now. I still miss it sometimes. I think I was a happier and more fun to be around person when I used to drink. But at this point I just don't really feel like I need or want to do it anymore. And when the urge does strike, it usually passes quick, so I just don't. It's expensive, and I'm poor. I'm poor is the very reason I drink. Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro. I would give you gold if I didn't spend it on alcohol. I like you. Grew up with siblings that'd get thrashed, and I'd be the one going out at 3 AM to pick them up, and I saw how they acted from it. Plus I think it tastes like shit. Yeah, that's my biggest fear. I don't have any siblings, but I'm afraid of what I might do, or who I may hurt if I'm drunk. That is why I don't drink. FYI, you can drink in moderation. Just because other people get plastered doesn't mean you have to. I drink like 2x a month and I'll have maybe 3 to 4 beers. I just see lots of people who don't drink have a skewed negative view of it, partly from lack of direct experience, and partly because of bad experiences with drunk people. Just a reminder that it's possible to have a good relationship with alcohol. I absolutely hate alcohol. It literally ruined my whole family. Half of them are alcoholics. My dad would always become violent, and he'd beat the shit out of my half brother, mom and me, and would always blame us for him getting pissed. I still remember how my brother would scream while I was forced to listen to it in the other room. I'd always feel bad for him. I was still a child in that time and my bro's older by 7 years. He'd normally blamed us for everything, like no joke. There's also some other things. I won't mention them, cause at this point I don't really want to. I'm so sorry that this is part of your life experience. Sending all the positivity and best wishes your way, because that's gonna help him. You don't have to be an absolute prick. Lack of interest or desire to. Same here. I don't personally think it's a bad thing to drink, in moderation, but I also don't think it would add anything to my life, especially since its taste isn't the best. And it can be expensive. Plus, calories. Shit, I'd rather have a cookie, man. You and me. When I was young I was with a group of sophisticated people at a restaurant during happy hour and discussing business. When it came time to order drinks, each order was a kind of statement of the drinker and who they were. Gin and tonic. Long Island iced tea. I don't drink. Don't like it. The taste is just too awful, and I don't like the drunk feeling. But the restaurant did offer a awesome Haagen-Dazs chocolate shake W-Choc sprinkles. Despite peer pressure, I went with the shake. People chuckled. But man, did those faces look jealous when I enjoyed my shake. 2 people caved and ordered their own shakes. Yeah, alcohol vs chocolate shake isn't even a choice. You either want the shake, or are lying to yourself. I was an alcoholic from the first drink. Every time I put a little bit in me, I wanted more. If I could, I got blackout drunk. My favorite times were when I was pouring the last shot, shaking as the liquor spilled all over. Everything was quiet, just me and a feeling of comfort and safety. Alcohol was my gateway drug that brought me into a drug addiction that destroyed my entire life. The other night part of me considered getting drunk. I asked it why. It was scared of responsibility and growth. It wanted to burn everything to the ground again. It's easier when I have nothing and no responsibilities. I can wallow in self-pity and misery and tell myself this is how life is supposed to be. My sobriety date is January 27th, 2014. If you want to know how I did it, PM me. Good on you for sticking with it. It's a challenge, I'm sure, unlike anything else, but that's what makes the fight so worth it. Stay sober. No desire. Alcohol is the only drug you have to justify not using, but alcoholics that quit are treated like saints by the same people that think you're broken for not wanting it. Drinking culture is obnoxious. Couldn't have said it better myself. Spot on. I've never been a drinker, never was interested, and I've had so many people treat me like I'm insane for not drinking. It's really weird. Exactly how I feel. It's even worse here in Russia. Fuck alcohol. Never had a real interest in trying it, and I can put the money towards better things. Like heroin. Too expensive. Get some bath salts. Just sniff some glue, and call it a day. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue. Alcohol and heavy drugs broke my family apart. Memories of my childhood keep me away from alcohol completely. I feel it. Same. Intense drug addictions, especially alcohol because of how easily accessible it is, are such a selfish thing to do to your family. It all tastes disgusting to me. Even wine. Me too. I backquote then inadvertently become a non-drinker because I can't find any alcohol I like the taste of. That's prob because you just don't like ethanol. The smell of it alone makes me retch. I can pick out the taste of it even in the lowest of lowest alcoholic cocktails. It's just awful. Maybe something like a sweet sea idea would taste better? I have many reasons not to drink. The taste is one of them. I don't enjoy not being in control. It's costly. Family history are the others. As is the case with others in this thread, when people find out that I don't drink they often start looking for drinks that they think I'll like. It often ends with them saying, well, have you tried cideres? They're pretty good and taste just like non-alcoholic cideres. But there's the thing, why would I pay double for a hard cider when I could get a non-alcoholic cider? I don't know man, I'm just making suggestions, not trying to change your mind.